Hello and welcome back to another video. So I'll just pick up from where we were. We were working on Advent of Code, day 7, and I had a bit of brain fog last night, but woken up nice and well, so this video will go through and solve the rest of the problem. So where I had gotten up to was basically we were parsing the input, so we could see whether it is a command, so if it starts with $, then it's a command, and if we do that then we work out which directory we're going to cd into. Haven't actually done any of that. If it's an ls, we don't really need to do anything because we'll just assume that anything not starting with $, is just the output of ls, because the only thing that gets output without that is a listing, and we have an error in case we don't get it. And if we get the parsing output of ls, we basically shove it up in this function, which just has a bunch of comments. We have a structure which kind of shows what a directory looks like, and our root directory is just a directory. So what I think we need to do is maybe work on the cd functionality, so we're like going in between file systems and stuff, and potentially at the end here we can do some just debugging. Root equals that, and we can just print out root, and I think that will do it. And the other thing that I was running into yesterday, well, there was a few things. So my test script, it compiles it fine, but then it says it can't run it due to file not found, which is interesting because the command it's trying to run is just this command here. We can see I kind of spit out what it was trying to run. And it works, so I'm unsure what is the problem there. There was also another problem because I was like, oh, I could probably just do something like jakt this and then run that, but that seems to not quite work as expected. Not sure why. It basically just builds it and doesn't actually run the next thing, and I don't think it's because I haven't given it that input. It's annoying that it takes so long, but that's alright. So I think that's kind of a bug with Serenity, because say if we just have true and get the return result, it's just that, and if we just do that jakt compile and then get the return result once it finishes after doing this, it's also 0. Now why that's interesting is if we do true and echo 1, say, it echoes out whatever we print out there. But if we do the same with jakt, it'll take a while to compile, it won't actually print it out. So it's like not running that extra command, which it's interesting. I might also try like see if it can like create a file. Like it might just not be printing the output, I'm not too sure. No, so yeah, it's just not running that second half of the command. Unsure why. What I think I'll do is in tests we can do like set minus ex, and what that will do is if we run our tests again, right, so yeah, this one here, it's not opening the diff file. Yeah, I wonder why that is happening. Yeah, so we have diff temp is OP something, output temp, yeah. Right, I think what I need to do is, because I kind of want that to work, so if we search for output TMP, yeah, so we're meant to be piping to there, and it works seemingly for every other file. So maybe I'll do like maybe echo and then ls output tmp and echo maybe that again. Yeah, sure. And if we try and run that again, potentially we also just want to I'll just exit here, exit, yeah, so we surely print out some pluses beforehand. Oh right, we do it there. Right, so we plus there, and that file seems to exist. So maybe do that, and like maybe even cat output tmp, which should be empty there, but after this point here, it should probably not be. I didn't want to do that. FQ, I wanted to do that one. So yeah, it's like got the output there. That's really bizarre. Yeah, so it didn't have it before the pluses, but it did have it after the pluses. I think I know what is the problem. Day 7 dot that needs to just move from output to example. I was trying to run it against that, and so I guess if we look at this, we can ignore that. That's fine, and I think I just want to get rid of all that stuff in tests. Yeah. So what is it? Get restore, get restore, and test.sh. And so there's nothing there. Now we run the test, it should, well, it'll fail because it's the wrong thing, but that's fine. Right, so that makes a housekeeping a bit better, because now we can see that it is failing. Right, so now what we need to do, so we're printing out the root, it's currently got nothing in it. So I think here we want to check if the equals dot dot, and if it is, we'll do something, otherwise we'll do something else. So if it is dot dot, we probably just want to get CWD, can we entries, and probably just index dot dot, and that should just be our new CWD. We can't actually really test that at the moment. And maybe we can print line CWD equals that and CWD. And here, if it is not dot dot, what we want to do is we want to let new CWD equals CWD dot entries and be whatever directory we're trying to go into, and then new CWD dot entries dot dot, that can equal whatever we are currently in, and then we can set that to new CWD. I think that will kind of do that. Yeah, and we should be printing the CWD after everything. Right, so it doesn't like that. New, yeah, so that needs to be mutable because we're going to change it. Yep, and look at it go. Oh, gonna crash. Right, so that is like an optional fail. So if we go like boom, yeah, that one will do. So that was after the CD slash. Right, because we don't know what slash is. So I think if we have a slash, if the equals slash, and then we just go CWD equals root. Otherwise, we'll do what we were doing. Except we need to run that because the first one is a slash. Now this will probably fail on the next one. Didn't highlight that close for me. Did that again. Interesting. Alright, so this time, yeah, this time now the A is not working. So I think what we need to do is actually parse this input first. So if our ls dot start with that's what I want. Right, so if it is a directory, we can get that substring start, and that can be 4, so that's 3 for dir plus 1 for the space, and length, that can be 1, I think, ls dot length minus 4. It's a bit annoying that you have to do that, but that's alright. I could probably do a patch maybe to like fix that. And at this point we can go dir dot entries. We can't call it dir. I'm going to call it CWD, I think, and we probably need to do that. And like, I think I just want to do that and call this align as well. So in Jakt you need to make sure your parameters can't line up. Which probably will stop some things happening. Right, so now we just add to the current working directory this new dir, and that can be, so this will be a directory. And what is a directory? It has some entries, dictionary, string, directory, going to be 0 to start with. Right, so I think that will kind of do that. To parse size add file. Really, we potentially don't even need to care about the file name, which I know sounds bad, but like we potentially don't. Right, so we needed throws this because substring could throw. Alright. I think it's just throws. Yep, that's the one. And so we compile all of that. Got a crash. It's not like I'm closing it. What does it crash on? Gosh, it just gets a segmentation fault. So I think pass listing EWD and line. Yeah, I think I just want to do something like that. Just to see what's happening. I mean, this will save fault, but that's how it is when you're writing stuff like this. Gosh, it's taking a while after that fourth one. I'm not sure why it took so long. Right, so we're getting dir A, then that, and dir D. So I think at the this is like in the CD. So maybe I'll do that. So we'll do that. Yeah, so CWD does have a D and it also has an A. And for some reason we're getting a seg fault in, so we're doing CDA, so it's not a dot dot, it's not a slash, so we're having a seg fault at this point here. New CWD equals that and new CWD. Yeah, I'm just unsure why that is doing it. It looks like it should be working. Yeah, it even has the new CWD with an empty thing. And it's mutable, so we should be able to kind of add to the entries. Yeah, so it's not liking this statement here for some reason. I wonder. I mean, that's wrong, but I'll see if it like works. That just means all the dot dots won't really work. Yeah, we're just going slow, I think, is the problem. yeah, I feel like that should work. How do we need to do this? I guess we could kind of keep track of the dot dots by having like just a and this can be a array of directory, and it can just be empty to start with, and here we can get last does pop and bang because we expect it to exist, and if we otherwise last does dot push, and we will push in whatever CWD is at the moment, and then we can just set CWD to be whatever that is. Then we don't have all those dot dots. And because we're doing that, I might do last does equals last does. Alright, so see how this one goes. That's potentially better. Yeah, so we're getting a runtime error at some point, but we're getting a bit more through it, I guess. So we do some parsings. When we cd into A, we're looking up and finding that, and so we get that, I guess. And the last does has that entry in it. So in here we have another CD, and we only have one dir because that's all that happened. So we go into that, and then this last dirs will have the first one. And at some point in these commas, I think it's there. Then we have the second one, and we parse it. And now when we do cd dot dot, we are in this one, but then we should become in that last one, the E. So those dot dots are looking like they're working, and we get a runtime error at the end after printing the last statement. Actually, like we're printing down there. So I'm happy with how that is going, I think. So let's do that. We can ignore that. Do we have any more prints? We just have that one print, which, yeah, I guess now we need to do this parsing the file size. So how we can do that is we can probably get the split of line.splits of that, and this didn't have that fault, I guess. Yeah, so we'll get the split, and then we will get the size. We could probably just yeah, so I'm not going to add the file, but I'll do like a fix me, add the file itself, maybe for now, just add the size to the directory. Yeah, because what we want is the sum of each of the directory sizes. So like we want E and A, so directories, and D is also in D, and then the root will also have it. So we'll need to kind of recurse up as well. So like this E has a size of 584, but then when we get that, we need to like add that to whatever A is. Yeah, so we'll do that at some point. And yeah, A has FG. Yeah, so it also includes that. Yeah, that makes sense. So for now, we can do cwd.size plus equals split 0.2 int, and we're just going to assume it is that. So now we should get, oh, we don't like that. Oh yeah, 2 int goes to I32. No, we will assume that we don't have massive files, which is maybe a good assumption, maybe not, but I think for Advent it's reasonably safe. Right, all the sizes are 0. Yeah, like quite literally just they're all 0. Print line split equals that and split, and I think I'll get rid of that and those comments. Get rid of that. Yeah, I'm unsure why the like just the sizes just didn't happen, just not at all. Yeah, so that's first split is definitely a number. Print line cwd.size v4 equals that, and we can do cwd.size, and we can also get a after and see what that does. Right, so it is like adding to it. Yes, I think I know what the problem is. Maybe. Right, A has that and E has that. Yeah, I'm wondering whether when we do this dot dot, we kind of want a pointer, maybe, and get that and do that. Right, doesn't like that. That one we want to do that. Yeah. So when we traverse back up, it does that. Right. Didn't like that. Did not like that. Not a fan of these error messages. They're like coming from the C++ because jakt is like transpiled to C++ first. Yes, it is. I want it to be a reference. Alright, maybe we can't do that how I want it. so we've got some like pointer issues. I even wonder whether we can go to line bang CWD that, and we can see what the address is. If we can get that, and we can probably get it maybe there and there. LCD, and this will be end LCD, and this one will be, well, it's got the splits around it, so we should work it out. Alright, that's gone past that stage. Right, so what is this up to? No, it doesn't really do what I wanted. Right, so start CD, we do that, we get split, we add the size, so it does have the size. So we're doing like another split. Let's scroll up to the input there. So we do b.text and c.dat, and the size is back to 0. I wonder actually if we do like a pointer there, do that. And I think we need to do like a pointer or something. No. Maybe that's working, kind of. There. And like the dirt part was working. But the size was not. Yeah, because like when it did that, it can go into those A and D directories. Yep, we don't need that anymore. Line CWD for equals this. So line and CWD. Right, so we'll go up here. We'll get rid of these ones, I think, because it didn't actually do what I wanted to do. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah. Yes. so that's just a, and it's added the entry, yeah. And then here we should get a size go up, and we did not. Print line, CWD inside, parse, listing includes that, and we can just print out that and do that. Gosh, pointer issues. Right, so we do that. Before parsing this, inside that we have a big size, but then afterwards we do not. Can we do something like that? No, it didn't like that. Assigned to a mutable variable. I think I might do that, and in here we can just have mute CWD equals star CWD. Don't need that, and then we can get this. Gosh, now this is like extra laggy this morning. Right, so CWDP, and that can be a pointer to that. Yeah, and we want this to be a pointer. Yeah. Pointer. Cool. That's looking good. I'm real hopeful this will just work magically, but right, sizes are still not good. So inside does get that, does not do that. Gosh. It's weird that we can add to entries. What we could do is, it's a bit gross, but we can have a dictionary of string to articles. Sizes can be a dictionary of string to I32. Can be that. Where else do we do that? We do it up in here. Sizes dictionary of string to I32. That. Right, so here we can probably go CW, and we'll get rid of all of this crud because it kind of just worked before. Mute. And we'll have to fix up the low. That's alright. CWD.sizes of split 1 that can be split 0.2 bang. And here we just need to only send CWD. Right. Looks like it's compiling. That looks better. So our root has a bunch of sizes. So, because of how we changed that, I think we get rid of that. Right, so we kind of just added the file. So that can be that. And we probably want a function dirt size, and it can take a CWD, which is a directory, and it will return 132, I guess. So we will have like a return value, and it can be 0. And I guess we will return that at the end, but for now we can go for dirs in. Oh, I wonder what we can for. Yeah, we'll just do the file sizes first. Size in CWD. We could probably call this a dir, maybe. No, I'll keep it like that. Dot sizes. Right, so this. Let's see what it looks like. Size equals that and size. Because I don't actually know what it looks like. And what was that? Dir size. We will call it dir. Because it's not really a current working directory in that method. Right, so if we do that, we should see what we're iterating over. Right, so we're iterating over kind of tuple thing. So we just want to get the second one. So rets plus equals size 1. That's not how we do that. Right, I think I need to go to source jakt and look at some samples of tuples. That might tell us x dot 1, right, dot 1. Dot 1 indeed. Right, that just means we need to make this an I32. It's kind of annoying the to int method forces you to be an I32, which I wonder. No, I think I am not running u-name-a. Yeah, we're running 64-bit. Right, cool, so it's got a size there, I like that, but the size is also not getting in the entries. We also want to also kind of recurse into the directory, so that will be entry.1, and do that. And now I'll probably say what our root one was, 483 something, 483.8.116.5, and I'm hoping that's what the answer will be. It's not the answer we want, but that is the answer we have. So now we need to find all the directories that have total size above that. At most that. So I think we need to kind of recurse through function part 1, and we can take we can just take a directory. It will be the root to start with, IP2, and in here we will return a I32, and it can start at 0, and we can return that. Right, so now we need to kind of recurse through all the entries of this. And right, let size equal the size of the. Now, one kind of annoying thing which we could optimize, but it has that issue. I suppose we could kind of cache it, but every time we're like kind of recursing into a directory, it will kind of recompute the size every time, which isn't the best, but it is what it is. So if size is less than, at most, so less than equal 100,000, then we can let plus equal size. So that's if this directory is, but we also need to go and recurse into all the entries and ret plus equals part 1 of the can be entry.1, and then we can return that. And I think we are probably in a case where we can go print line part 1 equals that, and it can be just part 1 of the is root. And hopefully this just works and gives us that 95437. It passes, which means it did, because there was no diff. So that means we can do that, and we don't have like a it's kind of weird. Output stay 7.output. I think I know what happened. Cool. So because I edited it, it probably touched the file before, but that's right. What answer are we doing? 1306611. And we can probably copy that. Right, that was right. So outputs day 7.output, and we can't do that, but we can do that. Gosh, is that? I think that's done a kernel panic. Yep, it has. It's interesting. It only really happens when you do Vim, which potentially, 16:4. Potentially it is because Vim kind of saves a swap file at the same time, but we'll find out. 16:4. Put my little thing down there just so is. We can open up that and that and that. Advent of code, and we can just run tests again. Right, so it didn't actually save that, that's alright. This we can do that, and we put that there. This we can go to adventofcode.com, and here we know the answer was right, so we'll just put it in it. I wonder if it doesn't. Outputs day 7 dot output. Yeah, so recover. Well, can't recover. But we can do that and maybe delete that. And now if we run that, that should pass. Right, so that means we are ready to do part 2, but to do that I just need to log in, do this little trick. If you didn't know what's happening, actually I'll do that there first. Discard that and pull that. So normally I log in with GitHub, but it is just super slow and memory holy. But if I just have a saved cookie saved in a lovely text file, it just kind of works. Right, so part 2 we should be there now. Yeah, cool. I'll actually commit up what I've done, so we'll just double check what we've got. We changed some stuff there, did stuff, and yeah, cool. Day 7 part 1. Cool. Yep. Do that and do that, and have a read through on this. Right. Part 2. Now we need to work out what to delete. We have a total of like 70 million, so like K, K meg, 70 megs, right, that is not much space, assuming that's bytes, but sure. So we need to delete at least 30 bytes. So we need to find a directory that will just delete that 300. Right, so we need to work out, so we need unused space of that. So we need to work out how much unused space we have at the moment, which is that. That's the amount we're using, so that minus that should equal that, and it isn't quite that, so we need to work out the difference between that and then find a directory of at least that. And we've got a few different options. Yeah, and then we just choose the smallest. I thought it would be the smallest. Cool. So let's try that. Day, 7. What have we got? Right. This one has been a bit longer. So I think for this we need to, free space. Yeah, so we'll find out what the free space is. So free space equals, so that's going to be 70 minus the size of the root, and so let need to del can be 30 minus 3 space. So once we do that, now we just need to find all the things. So I'll probably put that there, get rid of those spaces, and then we'll probably print a part 2, print line part 2, and that can be that and part 2, and we can pass it in the root, and we can pass in the like size. Yeah, we'll just need to go. Right, so yeah, right, so part 2. Function part 2, we took in a directory, and we also took in a size, and we just need to return a size. 32, and we need like, yeah, we probably don't even need to type this because we just need to get the size of dir and return ret, because we are doing a minimum, so, and we're going to assume that the yeah, we'll just do that. And then for entry in dir.entries, yeah, so we kind of needed if ret is less than size, we'll just return 0. And if it is 0, we don't want it. So here we will go, let's this equals part 2 of dir can be entry.1, and our size can just be the same size. And if we'll call it inner, if inner is less than ret, if inner is not 0 and inner is less than ret, then ret can be inner. Yeah, I think that'll do it, and it'll kind of just recurse through. So I think I might try that. Then outputs day 7 example, and what are we doing? Smallest is part 2 and 2492364.2. Is that really the smallest? Yeah, the 483 is the biggest. So if we run tests, we should pass the example and hopefully get the output for the answer. But if we yeah, so we passed the example, and the answer should be this 132, 132.10366. And if we submit that, we should hopefully get a star. I think that one, yeah. Then output day 7.output, and we can add in that. Please don't crash. It didn't. And so that all passes. Cool. So we'll do that. We just added a part 2. Cool. Commit. Get add all that, and then commit, and then day 7 part 2, and save that, and push that up. We're probably going to do a rebase. That won't let me do that even. So mod that, because I restarted the machine, it like upset the file permissions, just because that's how it goes. And then we can push, and we'll have a look at what our thing looks like. So we got like some extra stuff. If we do that sort of thing, we might even get some colours. Yeah, we get some colours. I reckon it might be building like a tree. Oh no, we're like exploring a forest, so yeah. But anyway, that is day 7. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Day 7. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for the next problem.